So I'm at the Travel Counsellors South Africa annual conference, and there's a powwow. It's the 8th of April. We're at the beautiful Western Cape Arabella, and I'm talking to Steve Byrne, the Group Managing Director of Travel Counsellors globally. And it's lovely to meet with you again, Steve.
It's been a while. Yeah?
It has been a while.
We've met a few times, haven't we?
We have indeed, yeah. And I've been to a couple of these things, and every one seems to be more successful than the previous one. So I just thought we'd talk a little bit about travel counsellors and their successes, seeing as how we're in the midst of all this evidence of their success. Let's just talk first of all about the global travel counsellors, and then we'll focus on the South African one. Globally, travel counsellors, how many years has it been since travel counsellors started?
We're over 20 years old now.
Wow.
So started 20 years ago by David Speakman, and then 10 years ago we started expanding outside of the UK. So we've now got 1,420 travel counsellors in 7 countries. We launched in South Africa 9-10 years ago, and we've now got 140 independent contractors. And as you can see, they're all on fine form, and you can hear them in the background.
Yes, they're quite noisy. So let's just look at globally. The countries in which travel counsellors now has a presence. Are you able to name a couple of the ones? In fact, let's talk about Africa. Are there any countries other than South Africa where you have a presence?
No, there isn't. We first expanded outside the UK into Ireland, where we've got 60 travel counsellors, and we're the largest independent home-based agency in Ireland. Then we went into the Netherlands, where we've got 160 travel counsellors, and business there has won many awards for customer service. And we recently, from Netherlands, expanded into Belgium last year, where we've now got 9 travel counsellors. We also operate in Australia, where we've got 130 travel counsellors, and we're in Dubai, where we've got 40 travel counsellors. And of course, the business originated in the UK, where we now have 900 TCs. So globally, the business turns over in sterling terms about £450 million. It grows by about 10 to 12% per annum, but the average earnings of the travel counsellors are growing at a faster rate than that, because they're increasingly being empowered to source product both from tour operators and also be able to create their own holidays and trips themselves.
Now that's you talking about dynamic packaging when you talk about creating holidays themselves. Okay.
And business travel trips.
Yeah. Okay. So in South Africa specifically, did you say you have 140? 140 travel counsellors. Is this sort of what you had envisaged when you started up in South Africa? Have you reached the kind of ceiling, do you think, or are you still looking to expand more?
Well, we've not reached the ceiling. When Will Puck and Maladen set the business up, they had quite a ambitious goal for themselves in terms of the numbers of people we would get, but the percentage of the total available population. So there's a smaller group of potential independent contractors or consultants in South Africa than in other countries, and we were looking to get a high proportion of that smaller group of people, and we have done in line or better than we expected. The recruitment process for a travel counsellor in South Africa, as in any part of the world, is selective. We don't just take anyone on, we're looking for the very best, and they have to share a common DNA, and that is a care for the customer. So what sets travel counsellors apart, it's not the fact we have independent contractors working from home, it's the fact that our professional agents take pride in doing the right things by their customer. They will work the extra hours, they will show the care to make sure that the itinerary and the support for the customer is there, not just for the booking, but before the booking, during the booking, and after the booking. And that is what sets travel counsellors apart in South Africa and elsewhere. And that's why you've got so many suppliers here today, because they've turned up, and I know that suppliers that come here, the travel counsellors that are here, are attentive, they're interested in their product, they're professional, they want to know more because they want to pass that knowledge on to the customer. And our job is very simple. We empower and support them to do great things by by their customers. So they look after their customers, and we support them, and we make them feel part of a community. And you can see from the the feeling of the conference here, there's a huge sense of community. 9 and 10 years ago, this didn't exist.
It's true.
There was no travel counsellors in South Africa. No one had heard of us. And when Will Puck and Millarden set this business up, there may have been some people who were sceptical about whether it could have worked. But they and the rest of the team in Cape Town and the travel counsellors have proven that with the right people and the right focus on customers, you can create something very, very special. And that's what they have done.
Yeah, and I must say it is a special thing that's being created. You know, it's got a whole, as you say, a community vibe of its own. It is special. Okay, let's just talk about the concept of RTCs in general, because in South Africa we're a little bit behind the global wave in every trend that goes through every business. Okay, so I'm interested in the concept of RTCs globally. Is it still gathering momentum, or has there been a leveling off? I mean, you must have seen in the sort of uptake of people wanting to be travel counsellors. What do you see?
I think there's two parts to the question. So the trend in independent contractors or independent agents working from home and being enabled to work from home by being part of a larger body, that trend is increasing. The trend towards home working is increasing outside of travel. It is a developing trend in most mature developing markets, in loads of different sectors, from financial services to sales to telecommunications, and it's also a growing trend in travel. So the trend towards independent contractors working from home, either on their own or part of a wider entity that facilitate them working from home, that is a trend that is continuing. Our model is very different though.
Yes.
So we are similar in the sense that we have people working from home,
yes,
and yes, they are independent and classified as such for tax purposes. But travel counsellors provides and prescribes a way of running a business in the 21st century. So we've got a model that is franchised.
Okay.
So if you follow the business model, regardless of whether you're working from home or not, you will build a lasting business within travel. And the business model has got 4 or 5 key ingredients to it.
Yes.
First is, for us, we only take on people who share that DNA that I talked about before.
Yes.
Okay. Secondly, the travel counsellors provide individual personalised itineraries for every customer. So every itinerary should be making the customer feel as though they've got something special, yes, that they may not have got if they'd done it themselves.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Secondly, the travel counsellor keeps in touch with the customer. So they're not just there for the booking, but once they've made the booking, they will keep in touch with you. And they will keep in touch with you, not just about to sell you more.
Yeah.
So I got an email from a travel counsellor last week who said, "I want to let you know, because we're talking about how do we show that we care." I called a customer, I've not spoken to him in a while, and said, "Just wanted to see how you are." The customer said, "Well, I'm okay, but I'm not interested in any travel at the moment." She said, "No, I'm not calling to sell you something. I understand your daughter's not very well. Just ring to see how and your daughter are." So you don't keep in touch just to sell something, you just keep in touch to show that you care for that human being. So you create personalised itineraries.
Yes.
You keep in touch with the customer, it's not just about the booking. And then you have a process to get referrals from existing customers, because you build a business based on word of mouth. And then the final key area of difference is that you use our systems, and our systems empower the travel counsellor to do what's right by the customer. So as you can see from this trade show, they can choose to source their product from tour operators, or they can create the itineraries themselves in our dynamic packaging systems, or they can go to our global network of destination management companies globally. But the travel counsellor is empowered to choose where to get the product from. The travel counsellor is empowered to trust it in terms of what price they charge, and they decide what margin they get from the sale. So we're not a business that says, We tell you what to do. We've got a model, but the model is centered around you are the professional. You're doing the difficult work, finding a customer, looking after a customer. We'll give you all the tools to go and be successful. But if you use those tools, you can and will be successful. That's why in every country that we are in, travel counsellors, those that are successful, are the highest income earners of home-based agents in any country we are in. Because the model works if you apply it, and you work hard at it.
Well, you know, just the second point that you mentioned there, the fact that it's all about providing unique itineraries for every single customer and adding something special in that isn't easily sourced on the internet. I think that's a massive selling point already for any agent, because we all know agents are fighting people coming and pricing stuff in an agency and then going and booking it on the internet. We know that that's one of the things. So that's a great differentiator, that you know, they have this ethos of adding something special into the itinerary.
The internet is the independent contractors, or in fact the retail agents' biggest threat, and also its biggest opportunity.
Yeah. Why do you say that?
It's its biggest threat because the internet automates a travel agent who is there to do a booking. So if I come to you and say, can you book this for me, or can you find this for me, or can you find something for me, and all you're doing is processing the booking, the customer can go and do that online themselves.
Exactly.
Internet's available 24/7, and sometimes they may be able to do it cheaper themselves. What the customer won't be aware of is whether what they have bought is completely right for them. And there's a fantastic quote from Tony Robbins who says that in the internet age we are drowning in information but being starved of wisdom.
It's true.
So the role of the independent agent is to make sure, listen, this is right for you, I've validated it, I've got to understand with you, and also I've created something that is special for you. But it can't stop there. It can't stop with we've made sure that we've checked you in online and got the seat that you want. It has to be deeper than that. So you have to keep in touch with the customer. So at Travel Counsellors, we've got a system, we call them golden habits, through which the travel counsellor can keep in touch with the customer, but not just about the travel, about building a relationship with them. So the customer then feels as though they're dealing with someone that they trust. A new customer, the itinerary's got to be right. Second time around, the itinerary's still got to be right, but you're looking to build something much deeper, and our system enables a travel counsellor to do that. It also enables them to do it because we provide a lot of the administrative support for the travel counsellor. So therefore the travel counsellor has got more time to focus on what's right for the customer, as well as managing their business along with their work, their personal life. And for a lot of people, as you know, in South Africa, the draw to be an independent contractor gives them the benefit and flexibility of working from home, especially if they've got busy working lives and busy family lives.
Yes. Okay. Well, are you able to tell me, are you able to quantify in any way the successes of travel counsellors in terms of perhaps you'd probably know the best way to do this, percentages of market share of all RTCs or growth, or tell us a little bit about some of the successes.
Yeah, we don't. I know this isn't answering your question. In some countries, the ranges of number of people working from home are very broad. But we don't tend to look at it like that. We look at it in terms of penetration of customers. So how many customers have we got that within the population of people who are buying travel? So, and in most countries that we are in, even though we're a reasonably successful and sizable business, we have less than 1% of the total available consumer buying market.
Yeah.
So we have a massive opportunity to make more customers aware of what we do.
Yes.
Because the right type of customer is going to appreciate it. So customers are going to appreciate what a travel counsellor does if they are cash richer, time poorer than the norm. They're the sorts of customers who are going to appreciate the level of service that a travel counsellor provides. If it's only about price, then you will get tempted to go and look elsewhere. We, as we know, compete on price. Yeah. We do compete on price, but you're looking for customers who appreciate the service that you provide. So globally, we've got less than 1% of the consumer buying market. That is why we've got really ambitious plans for growth. That is why, for every customer that we lose, there's another 99 that we can go and get. And we're really good at customer retention. 70% of our business is through customers coming back to us, but
Wow.
there's loads more that don't know about us, and that's a big opportunity for us.
That's amazing. 70% is probably pretty high. Okay. If you have to look at the great big world of travel and all that it encompasses, what are the trends that you would identify that you would say, first of all, let's talk about the good things first. What are the good opportunities that RTCs, travel counsellors, should be looking harder at, and what are some of the threats to their businesses and livelihoods?
I think the two are related. In terms of opportunities, the big buzzwords in travel, as in most businesses, are around use of what's called big data and personalisation.
Yes.
So a lot of progressive, particularly online-based businesses, or not even just online-based businesses, are investing in data. So they're capturing data about a customer. They're analysing that data, and then analysing that data to identify patterns and to be able to predict what a customer will want. So if you go onto someone like Amazon or some of the big travel online retailers, they're capturing all of your search data, analysing that and thinking, right, you've looked at this, you've looked at that, I can now make predictions about what you are interested in, and I will drive product suggestions to you based on that data. Now, driving those product suggestions, they believe they are personalising things to you.
Yes.
So they're sending you a personalised recommendation
Yes.
based on your search history.
Yes.
Travel Counsellors is investing in all of that. So we've got our own team of data scientists based in the UK. That when you speak to Rob later on, he will explain.
Okay.
So travel companies being focused on the use of data to drive personalisation. What they won't be able to drive is the care that I've just talked about.
Yes.
Yeah? So making you feel special through the way that I interact with you. The risk for the independent travel agent, though, is if you just carry on doing the booking and treating the customer no differently from what you've already always done,
Yes.
there's a risk that you become redundant, because the internet makes doing the booking replaceable. You have to be able to provide something deeper, and that is about getting in front of a customer, being with them, meeting them, and building that rapport and relationship with them. If you don't do that and you just carry on transacting, then ultimately the internet could take that business away. So, and in any business, and you know, this show will be watched by some fantastically successful, experienced people.
Yes.
Whether you're an independent travel consultant, independent travel counsellor, whether you're the managing director of a business, if you only carry on doing what you've always done, you're only going to get what you've always got. And every business has to innovate and embrace change. And the great thing about our travel counsellors is that they innovate and embrace change. So I'll take control, I'll keep in touch, I'll use Phoenix, I'll use DMCs,
Yes.
I'll go and see my customers, I'll show them that I care. Now that is the future for travel, not just in travel counsellors, but for travel generally. The future
Yes.
belongs to those that care. That's what we believe in. So we care for our customers and we care for our people.
I see. Okay. And what would you say in general in the travel industry, what would you say is the biggest threat to retail travel agents in all their forms?
I think it's that. Just carry on transacting.
People who don't do what you've just described.
Just carry on transacting.
Yeah.
I wait till someone comes to me. Yeah. When they come to me, I'll look after them, but I'm just providing a booking service.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not building anything deeper. You have to keep in touch with the customer and make sure the itinerary is special, and then keep in touch with the customer. But there are more opportunities than threats. We're seeing a big trend in the blending of leisure and corporate travel. So individual customers
Yes.
who want a personalised service
Yes.
for their corporate travel and for their leisure travel. And many of the travel counsellors in this room will be looking after customers' business and leisure travel needs.
Okay, we have actually seen that quite a lot in the South African market. I completely agree with you. All right, I'm going to probably close off there and just ask you to talk about, if you had a mantra, a motto, a sentence that would be for travel counsellors in 2016? What would it be?
Okay, the recent survey emanated out of the US that
Yes.
said that 70% of businesses could disappear and no one would notice. Yeah? You have to have a clear reason why you exist. So
Wow.
why you exist. And we exist to care for our customers. So that's it. So a travel counsellor and travel counsellor is there to care for our customers and to care for our people. So we exist to care. We care. That's our call to arms in 2016. We care for our customers and we care for our people.
Wow. Well, thank you very much, Steve Byrne.
Thank you very much, Kate.